Hello everyone, welcome back. So far in this Python course, we have learned about variables, operators, decision makings, loops, functions, lists, tuples. These basically help us to store data and perform calculations, organize information. But now we are going to learn another important data types named sets and dictionaries. They are used everywhere in real world software, whether we are building a website, a banking application, or an online shopping platform, or even an AI application. We will frequently work with sets and dictionaries. By the end of today's lesson, we will be able to understand how to use them, how they work, and why they are much faster than the traditional approaches. So let's begin. Before we start coding, let's quickly see what we will learn in this lecture. First, we will understand why Python introduced sets and dictionaries. Then we will learn what a set is. Then we will learn how to create one. Then we will learn how to perform operations on it. After that, we will move to dictionaries, which stores key value pair, and then we will learn how to create them, update them, loops through them, and also some built-in functions. And finally, we will build practical programs, discuss common beginner mistakes, and solve practical questions. By the end of this episode, you will able to understand what a list is, a tuple, a set, and a dictionary. So for the first, why do we need sets and dictionaries? So let's understand the problem first. Imagine you are creating a website where students register for an examination. Thousands of students submit their IDs. Now suppose two students accidentally submit the same ID. Now how can you remove duplicate efficiently? Or imagine you are building a phone book. Someone searches Rahul. Should Python check every single contact number? Or that would be much slower. Don't you think, if we will check from the beginning again and again? So there's an exactly better solution named dictionary and sets. So without specialized collections, our program would be slower. Suppose we stored everything inside a list. If we want to search any one of them, Python may need to check every element one by one. This process makes it slower and the list grows. Similarly, removing duplicates manually needs extra loops, conditions, and many more things. So the codes become longer and harder to read and less efficient. So sets solves one major problem: duplicate values. Whenever duplicate values are added, Python automatically keeps one copy and no extra code is required for it. Dictionary solve another problem for the fast searching. Instead of searching every element one by one, Python directly jumps to the required value using its key. This makes dictionary extremely fast even when they contain thousands or even millions of records. Let's look some real life example. Think of a student ID. Every student has a unique ID. A set is a perfect Every student has a unique ID. A set is perfect for this. A contact dictionary. Every person's name is connected to a phone number. A dictionary would be perfect here. And think of it, online shopping website. Each product has a unique ID, price, quantity, stock status. And again, dictionary is ideal choice here. So there is exactly different kinds of problems that require different solutions, either sets or either dictionaries. So now moving on, what is set? Now let's learn our first new data structure, the sets. A set is an unordered collection of unique elements. Let's understand every word of this definition. So first, collection. Collection means a set can store multiple values together. Second, unique. Unique means you can store only once. Means a set never store duplicate value. If the same value is added multiple times, set will take the value only once and remove all the duplicates. You don't need to write any extra code for this. Third, unordered. Unordered means unlike list, sets do not maintain index position. So if in this we cannot use slicing or indexing, because sets don't know which one should come first. There is no first, second, third. The programs the values order can change according to the execution time. And finally, sets are mutable. So you can, although individual elements can't be modified, you can add elements, remove elements, and even clear the entire set. Imagine we create a set like this: members equals to. So basically, sets use curly braces. At first, we look at the four numbers, but when we print it, you can see only three numbers are being printed. So basically here 120 is being removed. As we have, I have already said, Python doesn't take duplicate values. It almost automatically removed every time if you try to put any duplicate values. That's the biggest advantage of sets. Think of a classroom attendance register. Even if the student writes their name twice, the teacher records only once. Sets work the same way. Duplicate entries are being ignored in sets. Now creating sets in Python. Let's see how to create sets. Creating sets is very easy. We simply use curly braces, and let's look at some examples. For that, we will first go with numbers equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3. Here it is called an integer set. Python creates sets containing three numbers. Now we can go with a string set also, like colors equals to red, blue, or even green. This set stores three three. This set stores three string values, or even we can go for the mixed data type. Mixed equals to 1 comma Python comma 3.5. Just like a list, sets store either the same type or it can store different types. Now let's discuss very common beginner mistakes. Suppose we want an empty sets. Many beginners think that creating and set like this create an empty set, but no, it will become an empty dictionary, not an set. If you actually want a set to be empty, so for that we need to do like this creates an empty set. Notice here parenthesis. So basically this tells Python that the empty sets need to be created. This is one of the most common interview questions. So carefully remember it, that always how to define a empty set. Now let's verify everything. Print numbers, print colors, print mixed, print empty. Clicking on run. So everything works as fine. We can also go with print type to check it's what it's called, mixed. So you can see it says class set. So basically this data type is called set. Now let's understand how sets automatically remove duplicate values. So basically we learned that we used sets using, we create sets using these curly braces, and or even using sets and parentheses. Now let's think. Then now it's time to actually work with sets in this So one of the biggest advantage of sets is immutability, means it can be modified. So basically, although even if every element, individual elements can't be modified, but we can still add, remove, or clear the means I think it like this. I have added a value 20, but we cannot modify 20 to 21, but we can just remove and add another value to the whole list. So for that, let's start use doing numbers equals to 10 comma 20 numbers dot add 30 print numbers. You can see the value. First we have created a list and printed the list as 10 and 20. Then you can see we have used the add function, add inbuilt function, that we added 30 to the list, and then now the new set is this. Now let's try remove dot remove and the value that we want to remove. So we will go with 20, clicking, and then after that we will check it also. See, the value 20 is being removed, as removes just simply removes a value from the program. And if we try to remove a value that is not there in the program, for that we can just check it. Then it will be giving key error because the value is not there in the program. Now let's do discard numbers dot discard. We will discard 10. Clicking on run. Oh no, first we need to print it also. Clicking on run, you can see it's being printed. But basically, main difference between discard and remove is that in discard we can also try to remove values that are not available in the list, but it will not give an error. It will just try to it. You can just think it as a safe alternative for the remove. Remove causes error, but discard doesn't cause error, so it's a safe choice. Now going on with numbers dot pop. And here result print res print numbers. So basically, pop just randomly choose one number. Let me check if it's. So it basically not try to do. So pop just randomly take any number from the list and add it, removes from the list and adds to the means returns the value numbers to the variable, and then you can print the number or the variable or itself. Now clicking checking with numbers dot clear. So basically it's clear out the list. Print numbers. You can see nothing is in the list because everything is being cleared using the clear. Now let's do new set using numbers dot copy print new set. So basically, new sets also creates the copy of the same previous lists, and it won't affect the previous list as new list is being created. So basically, previous will not be affected from it. Now let's see some mathematical operations. That's the biggest strength of sets. Where some math, if you study maths, you have probably seen the concepts like union, intersections, difference, or even symmetric difference. Now suppose now Python supports all of them at once in the program. So basically we have created the list and now let's explain it to you. So first one is called union. So in union all the unique elements are being printed. So basically here the 3 is being printed twice. So 3 is being means in both sets, causing it to become duplicate. So here the only 3 is printed once. So union basically means only the unique elements are will going to be printed. Then there comes intersection. Intersection is used to find common elements between both sets. So between both sets, all the common elements will be printed using intersection. And here you can see only 3 is being printed because 3 is only common between both the sets. And the symbol for intersection is and. After that, the minus symbol for minus symbol, it's basically used to search elements that appear only in one list. So basically we are here searching that elements that are present only in B, only in A, not in B. So basically here 1 2 3 and 3 4 5. So here 3 is repeating twice. So here only 1 and 2 is being printed because 1 and 2 are unique in the list A. After that we have done the symmetric difference. So basically symmetric difference lets you find all elements that belongs to only one sets. Means that's elements that belongs to A only or the elements belong to B only. So basically you can see here the elements that appear in common. So it's just the opposite of intersection. Common elements will be removed and only the unique elements will be printed. Now let's say give you with an example. Think about two classrooms. Union means all students. Intersection means students enrolled in both classes. Then a difference means a student only in one class. And then the symmetric difference means a student who belongs to exactly one class, not both. This analogy makes the operations think you much more easy. Now let's see the practical uses of sets. So basically, sets are used to remove duplicate values. Suppose we have a long data sets, and sets are incredibly very good at removing duplicates. So it just removes all the duplicate value and returns us only the distinct value. A task that will normally require a loop takes only as one line of code, that this line of code. Now, finding common, suppose math and science students are stored in a sets, two different sets. Now we want to find a common enrolled student. We can use just directly use intersection. So basically, both students that are both in common in the both list will be printed. After that, that's unique visitor. So basically, every computer that we are using has a unique IP address when we visit internet online. So the assets can be used to ignore duplicate values, duplicate visits, and only count the users at least once. So basic to know how many users are coming to your website. After that, there comes spam filtering. Assets can store blocked email address. Whenever new email address that Python can check whether it belongs to the block sets. Fast, simple, and efficient. After that, the article tag. So article tag is basically used like Python programming, and Python tutorial. A set automatically keeps duplicate values removed from the tag. After that, now let's talk about another extremely powerful data type called dictionary. So, if sets are designed for storing unique values, dictionaries are basically designed for related information together. They are one of the most frequently used data structures in Python. Whenever you are creating a login system, a banking website, or even a e-commerce website or an AI project, you will use dictionaries almost everywhere. So for that, basically, let's begin with. So basic for the first question comes, what is dictionary? So let's understand the idea behind a dictionary. Imagine you're a mobile phone contact. When you search for Rahul, your phone immediately shows Rahul's phone number. How does it know which numbers belong to Rahul? Because you have saved it earlier. Because every contact has a stored as name and phone number. This is called the key value pair. Means the phone name is the key and the value is the phone number. Dictionary stores exactly the same way. A dictionary stores data as key value pair. The key act as an identifier while the value acts as the actual information. Think about a student. A student's roll number can be the key, and the student details can become the value. For example, roll number 101 may store name, age, marks. This makes searching very much faster. Instead of checking every record, we can just type the required roll number and get the information. So for that, let's start with coding. Let's start with creating dictionary. Name Alice, comma, age 20, comma, city, Delhi, and close it. Now, this dictionary contains three key value pairs. The name is key, and the value is stored inside it is Alice. And then the key is again the key is age, and the value is stored inside is 20. Same where city is key and Delhi is the value. Notice every key has like one corresponding value. Now let's understand the key value pair more clearly. A key is used to identify data. Keys must be unique, so Python does not allow duplicate keys. If a key is written twice, the last value automatically replaces the previous one. Values, on the other hand, stores can be actually uh, duplicates, unlike the key. For example, two different students can have same name but cannot have has the same roll number. Another important point: keys are immutable, but values can be mutable. Common key types includes strings, numbers, and tuples. List cannot be used in dictionaries as keys. Lists are mutable. Think of a locker system. Each locker has one unique locker number. That locker number is the key. Inside the locker, you can store anything: books, clothes, documents are those that become the value. Now let's learn to create dictionaries. Just like sets, dictionary also use curly braces. But here's the most important difference. Inside a dictionary, every key is connected to a value using colon, as you can see. Now let's understand this. Here, this is the opening curly braces where the dictionary starts. Then the first key, which is name, supported by the colon. Then the value of the first key connected to the key, separated by a comma. Then the another key value pair. Then the another separated by again the comma, and then the another key value pair. Now let's create an empty dictionary. My dictionary equals to empty. This creates an empty dictionary. We can also write it like this. My dictionary equals to dict. This also creates a dictionary. Now let's see how to access values from our dictionary. And there are two common ways. The first way is to using square braces, or so basically, let me show you the code. So here, Python searches for the key named at name, and using the keyword name, it quickly returns its value, Alice. Now let's do with the age. For that, let's go with print student square bracket and the age. And age will be in quotes. Here you can see that it can access age also. Python directly finds the value using the key. This is one of the most reason why dictionaries are used for finding any details. Suppose if you try to search for values that are not present in the list, like city. So basically it will gives an key error because city is not present in the list, in the dictionary, sorry. Because Python has a much safer way to solve this. For that we can go with like print student dot get, and what we want to do, what we want the value. Basically here we will go with city. See, as there is no city key value pair, so it basically gives none. And this is much safer way. Exactly when you are not sure whether a key is present, we can simply use the dot get method to check. A simple rule to remember is this square brackets accept the key value key to exist. Dot get check safely. If your key is missing, it quietly returns none instead of stopping your programs. Professional Python developers normally use dot get because it makes program much more reliable. Now it's time to make our dictionary more useful. We are going to learn how to update values, add information using Python's most important dictionary methods, and finally learn how to loop through every value. So let's begin. So one of the biggest advantage of dictionary is that they are mutable. This means after creating a dictionary, we can easily change existing value or add a completely new value pair. Let's start using it in the online. Now, student, age, age is small, and age will be 22 new age. When we are not printing it, let me type the print students. Here you can see the new age is being updated using just on this way. Here basically the key doesn't change, but only the value of the key has changed. We can also go with storing new values to the dictionary like this student, then the new key and the value that we want to store. So after that we need to print so that we can check. You can see the new key value pair is being added just using the word that we have using the just variable name that we are using to store values of the dictionary. They both use exactly the same syntax for updating a new or even adding new value. Python decides whether what to do based on the if the key is already present or not. Now think about your school database. If a student want to change his marks, the existing marks are updated. If the school starts recording the student's email address, the brand new key is added as the email was not previously present. Now let's learn some important used keys inbuilt methods in dictionaries that makes our dictionary much more easier to be used. So for that, suppose let's and here we will add one more line marks, which will be 95. Now using the first inbuilt function print student dot key. It pre it prints all the again it prints all the dictionaries key names, only the key. So basically we are printing the key, not the values. For printing the values we can use the same way print is student dot values, and you can see the values are being printed. After that, there is another method called print dot student items. This basically helps to us to get all the key value pair as one. Here, each of the key value pairs are a tuple. This is extremely useful while we are using in the loops. After that, there comes get. Basically, we have used gets once, so I will just you can see the value is being printed. It will not give an error, so basically, this is being more suggested. After that, there comes new data equals to city, Delhi, and comma course is Python print. Now, if we want to merge both the dictionaries, so for that we need to do it like this. Student dot update new data print student. You can see the new data is being printed with all the new updated values. Now, this makes it much more easier than adding every key individually. After that, we will having student dot top marks print student. Respected. Now you can see, are we getting printed value student? Here basically the marks is being popped out from the dictionary, and you can see there is no marks in the new dictionary. And like Sets dictionary use pops only requires key. Python removes the key and also returns the value. Means that it in Python if you use pop the uh, Python removes its key but it returns the value to the new variable so that we can just print it. Basically, we can here use print statement or any version val equals to print val. You can see the new value is being removed from the list and here the value is being returned. For emptying the dictionary, we can simply use students dot clear No, it will not work. The parenthesis. So it will not. So basically, now the list is completely empty. Print student. Here you can see the dictionary is now completely empty. Now just like this, now let's work on every item inside the dictionary. Dictionary can be used just like loops, with loops just like lists. There are several ways. Let's see one way. For key in a student, key. You can notice that by default Python loops through the key. Now we can also write like dot key. Now it's also produce exactly the same value. Looping through values, let's print the values instead of only the key. You can see now we are going looping through the values. If we want to print on the value and the key at the same time, for that we can use items, and here we will need value, and here also we will need to print the value. Basically, here we are using two variables because the items returns key and value differently. So that's why we are using that. Now here we return, as we note, items returns values as tuples, and each tuple contains one key and one value. So during every iteration, Python automatically store them inside a key and value, and the output becomes, as you can see on the screen. This is most common way to use it professionally to iterate through the dictionary. Now think this as a report card. Every subject has a corresponding marks. When we print the report, we want the both pieces of information to together, like subject, marks, and similarly the dictionary prints keys with value. now let's you understand nested dictionary. So nested dictionary is simply a dictionary inside another dictionary. At first, it might sound confusing, but it's simply very simple. Think about a school database. Instead of creating separate variables for every student, we can store every student information inside one large dictionary. Each student's roll number becomes the key, and the student details becomes the another dictionary. Let's see it in the code. 101, which will inside another dictionary. So starting the new dictionary with name, which will be Alice, age, which will be 20. Now creating another dictionary. Name this time bomb, then age, that will be 22, and we will end the dictionary here. Now let's understand this quickly. Here the outer dictionary contains two keys. The first one is 101 and the second one is 102. And both dictionaries has a dictionary inside them too, containing name and age. So instead of storing just one values, each key stores an entire record. Now suppose we want to print Alice's name. We can print it like this. Print student 101 is his first dictionary and this will be second dictionary. Now clicking on run, we can see we have accessed Alice from the first dictionaries of the first in the nested dictionary. Now this is called nested access. Think about the folders on your computer. You first open the documents. Inside the documents, you open Python. Inside Python, you open projects. And similarly, nested dictionary require multiple level of access. One dictionary leads to a reading of another dictionary. Now see some real world examples. So the first example is phone book. So for every phone number is connected to every phone name is connected to a phone number, like name and the roll number of the person. Searching becomes much more faster. Simply write the phone name and then we can get the value. Same way the inventory. Imagine and also online shopping websites. Every object has a name, price, quantity. All this information can be updated inside the dictionary, and the updating stocks will become much more easier. Same way the banking system. Every bank has a key that will store values like account holder, balance, account type, and whenever someone wants to enter an account number, he can just retrieve the associated record. Same way the hospital ID, the patient becomes the key, the medical record becomes the history, and doctors can access easily the value. The other is the library management. Books are identified using ISB number. You know, as you may know, as you have gone to the library, book name, authors, availability, issue status, and again, this is a perfect use of dictionary. Now let's build an Python program using dictionary. Let's remove it. Print a student details. Then for key comma value in the student dot item rim key uh, well, you can see the student details are being printed. It will look more good if it's capital. Now, you can see we created a dictionary. Then using items, we can get both the key and value pair. Finally, using the loops, we are printing everything. This is how exactly the management systems of many display records works. Now moving on to another program, we need to here take input text as text creates, then splits into word list. Then we need to increment dictionary count. So for that we can go with text will be here you can see the code. We just simply click on run. Here you can see that we are getting apple three times in the in the what you can say um, so let me explain you the it's just a string. So basically let me explain you first. So a split is basically used to store everything, so to distribute everything. So become after a split it's become something like this: print words, everything it becomes in a list. Now after that we use a dictionary, and in the dictionary we are storing every value and counting its how many times it's appearing in the list. So basically we are here using apple, like thing it's like we here got the word apple, and here we are using if we have apple in previously, just leave it, and if we are getting it again, so we are just adding the new value, and after that we are printing everything in the outputs. These are basically used in text analysis, search engines, and AI applications. Now let's do the another program. This program is called for used for removing duplicates using sets. So basically for that we can just create one create one list, one comma two comma two comma three comma four comma five comma five. Notice there are multiple duplicate value in the list. So for that we can just use a simple trick that I have already taught you in the video. For that here we can go and make the list type, then here set, then here num, then we will print the numbers, and clicking on run you can. Oh, we are not printing. We are printing the wrong thing. Unique. You can see all the duplicate value are being removed using this method. This is the one of the most common method used in Python if we are using sets. Here, think about an event registration system. If someone registers multiple times, a set automatically keeps one registrations. This saves time, reduces storage, and keeps the data much more cleaner. Next. Now let's talk about some common mistakes that beginner may do as a that you may do as a beginner. So for that, the first common mistake is suppose we have a dictionary. Here, let me show you the dictionary. and we want to print. Here, you basically use may see there is no error, but we are trying to print here city that is already not present in the dictionary. So for that, we can use dot get to avoid these types of error. After that, there comes duplicate keys. So for the duplicate keys, for that, let me show you the. We cannot name two different keys the same name. It will also cause an error. Here the last key value pair will only get updated, and the previous one will got just removed. After that, there comes indexing a set. Suppose we want to create. This is a set, and if we want to access colors at zero location, and if we will run, you can see it will cause an error because Python doesn't provide sets as ordered. Basically, sets are an unordered, they don't have index, so you don't need indexing. Only lists and tuples have indexes. Now let's do the another. This is most common beginner mistake. Many students try to create sets using this, but sets are created using this way. Now let's turn to your practice. Don't just watch the video, pause the video. Try solving this question yourself and then compare your answer. So but first one, here you need to create a set containing 5 different fruits name and print the set and display its length of the list. Sorry, length of the set. After that, you need to create two sets and perform union, intersection, difference, and symmetric difference. After that, you need to create a dictionary containing name, age, and details. After that, another question is print all the keys of a dictionary using the for loop. For that, we can use dot keys. After that, we need to print only the values. For that, dot values. And at last, we are given a list of user IDs. We need to remove the duplicate value using a set. Try completing these exercises without looking at the solution. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Now let's summarize what we have studied in the today's whole lecture. So today we have learned about two powerful Python collections. We have learned about sets, and we learned what sets are, creating sets, unique elements, unordered nature, set methods, mathematical operations, removing duplicates values, real world applications, and after that we have gone through the dictionary. So in the dictionaries we have learned the key value pair, creating dictionaries, accessing values, updating values, dictionary methods, looping through dictionaries, and nested dictionaries, and some student information system and word frequency counter. We also discussed some common beginner mistakes and solved practical examples that are commonly used in real software development. By now, you should be comfortable deciding when to use list, tuple, set, or dictionary. For the next lecture, we are going to move to another interesting topic called strings. Almost every Python programs work with the text, whether it's a username, a password, email address, content of a file. Strings are used everywhere. So in the next lecture, we will learn how to create a strings, perform indexing, slicing, and use some powerful tools like split, join, replace, and find. And then we will work with the escape characters, format text professionally. By the end of this episode, we will able to manipulate text efficiently, which is one of the most important skills of every Python programmer. So congratulations, you are successfully completed another important chapter in your Python practical journey. Keep practicing the exercise from today's lesson, experiment with your own examples, and don't be afraid of making mistakes. That's one of the best way to learn programming. If you have enjoyed the lesson, you can continue watching the next, where we will master the strings in Python. Until then, keep coding, keep practicing. That's all for this episode. Thank you.